Hey there, you can call me Mr. Ant. I'm a soldier, scientist, and engineer, and I try to use my skills to help myself and others. You see, I've spent a lot of time observing the small things, the things people tend to overlook. And what I've learned from them is profound. You want to talk about freedom? We all do. We believe in it, we fight for it, we're told it's our birthright. But what if freedom is like a handful of gold? You can carry it, you can hide it, but is it ever truly safe? History and our current world would suggest no. I've seen lawyers and politicians try to protect that gold with constitutions and laws. They stand there holding a piece of paper with our rights on it, while a thief simply uses violence, corruption, or laziness to steal it away. A bullet goes right through the law. A briefcase full of cash makes the law disappear. Or people just fall asleep at the wheel and the gold is gone. This brings us to a crucial concept: sovereignty. Without it, freedom is just a word. Sovereignty is the ability to truly govern yourself, to act in your own best interest and ensure fairness for everyone. Historically, true sovereignty has always been enjoyed by the elite. The United States was formed to change that, to give every person the same liberties. But the system has a fundamental flaw. Anyone has the freedom to amass so much wealth that they can simply undermine everyone else's liberties. Think about it. The United States was founded on the idea of equal liberty for all, a shield against corruption. So why does it feel like that shield is full of holes? Because it does. Think about a single grocery store or supermarket. Each one on average produces millions of dollars a day. Yet the average 200 employees per store who make that possible get less than 1% of the revenue. The rest is siphoned off by a few owners. This is how wealth is often acquired, through exploitation and low wages, or limited care or respect to anyone who's not prominent. Even our universities and academic institutions, which often parade social justice, are not immune to bad practices. They have ever-increasing tuition and fees and operate under an aristocratic hierarchy where wealth and power are concentrated at the top. This system creates a powerful, corrosive example for others to follow. Like a stagnant pond breeding mosquitoes, the pursuit of immense individual wealth produces more people willing to exploit others to get ahead. To the elite, no tax is ever fair, because the raw dollar amount taken from them, hundreds of thousands or more, always seems greater than the average person's contribution. Yet there appears to be no limit in sight as to how much the elite can take or destroy to get rich. They resent seeing their substantial payments fund social programs for the underprivileged. They would rather see that money makes them richer, more powerful, or at least something that entertains them. The way wealth is often acquired is the problem. Through exploitation, monopoly, and low wages, creates a standard of behavior. An example: greed created an ecosystem of greed. The pursuit of immense individual wealth often influences other people, willing to do whatever it takes to get it, and they will often copy the way others have succeeded, even if the practices are wrong. This is why the sleazy rich get richer and more sleazy. This is also why humble poor people stay poor, and why societies become unstable. But the United States was founded on the idea of equal liberty for all, a shield against corruption. So what's the answer? We the people need a different kind of vessel to protect our freedom. Action. That's the vessel, sovereignty through action. And not just individual action, but collective, communal action. Does this mean anarchy or starting a new country? No. It means changing the way we approach wealth, power, and community from the ground up. Let me tell you two stories that changed how I see the world. My grandfather, a Native American, once told me about a family who moved into his poor neighborhood. They were from Asia, and they all lived in one tiny house. Parents, kids, uncles, aunts, cousins. They said they were living together to help each other. Within a year, they had bought and opened a restaurant. A year later, they had a laundromat, then a beauty salon. Soon, every one of them had their own home and car. When my grandpa asked how, they said, "We combined our money and decided together to buy the restaurant." They used the power of the collective to achieve what they couldn't alone. It's the same principle I see in the ants in my yard. One ant will drag a crumb half its size all the way back to the colony. It could eat the whole thing itself, but it doesn't. Why? Because nature knows that crumb benefits the entire colony, ensuring the survival of the group and the next generation. Humans, on the other hand, are often taught to only look out for themselves. So, what if we harnessed that ambitious human drive and channeled it for the benefit of all? I propose a new culture, a body of action, a new private yet openly available system. Let's call it a coalition of resourceful people, or perhaps as I want to call it, the Allied Sovereignties Coalition, or ASC for short. For a small yearly fee, dues in short, you and your group come together to decide how to invest your collective wealth. You could buy a building and rent out offices. You could fund a guild of plumbers, electricians, or other skilled workers. Then, you distribute the profits differently. The key is a new way of distributing the money. In a collective-owned supermarket, we would use a 70-10-10-10 split. Let's go back to that supermarket example. A typical store brings in $3 million a day with about 200 employees. 70%, $2.1 million, goes to the workers. That's $10,500 per employee for that single day's work. 10%, $300,000, goes to overhead. 10% goes into a collective bonus pot. The final 10% goes into the collective's universal savings. This system flips the script. Instead of wealth being a parasitic swamp, it becomes a beehive. When you're part of a collective, you want others to succeed because their success directly benefits you. The more profitable our shared ventures become, the more everyone earns. This system is about a fundamental shift. Suddenly, every member has a vested interest in the success of the whole. This is how we channel typical human nature, where individual ambition is channeled for the good of all. This is how we regain our sovereignty, not by waiting for laws to be passed, but by building our own systems. It's a potent solution that challenges the status quo, by demonstrating that an equitable distribution of wealth is not only possible, but also a powerful engine for growth and security. This is the medicine our broken world needs. It is the real-world application of true freedom. In the next video, we'll dive deeper into the nuts and bolts of how to create and manage a coalition. If this idea resonates with you, please consider watching my other videos. Or better yet, start a conversation with your own friends and family and think about how to use this to start a coalition in your town. Or if you would like to take part in movement to protect yourself and others against corruption and tyranny wielding success as a weapon, consider becoming a member of ASC. This is the first step to changing the world, and stop waiting for someone else to do it. This is the medicine our broken world needs. It is the real-world application of true freedom.